Good evening, everybody. It's Thursday night. Welcome on in. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all healthy, happy, and all of those things. Keeping it going. Having some successes, and just rolling on in. Rolling on along, I guess, in the day. Hope you're all doing well with that. Let's pop back on in to some Grim Dawn, my friends. I honestly look forward to Thursdays. I really do. With Grim Dawn here. There's something about this game that's just relaxing, and yet still fun. I don't know what it is, but I really enjoy it. Really, truly. Alright. Let's pop back on in. And let's just, I guess we'll continue the DLC stuff. And see where we end up. So we gotta, slay a Mind Reaper, search for the Eye of Korvac. I think the Mind Reaper is the main quest, or Eldritch Sun, a future foretold. Vanguard of 3. Visions are no coincidence. As you enter his vision of the dark future and seek out the creature at its roots. I think that's, yeah, okay, that is the Slay the Mind Reaper one. Alright. We do still have some things to read here, so let's do this. Corvin Expedition, 3rd entry. Day 29. It has been 2 tedious and nerve-wracking days since we made landfall. Our time is spent cautiously picking our way through arid canyons and barren valleys with no sign of civilization. We are forced to travel huddled together with armed guards at our flanks, a cumbersome but necessary measure. One of our porters was mauled by an unknown predator while relieving himself. We must be incredibly cautious to prevent further attacks. I am no expert in the study of animals, but I have witnessed many here that defy my understanding of the natural world. Massive reptiles skulking in the dunes, flying predators with wingspans as large as a ship, beetle-like insects the size of a man. This is a place of deep primordial energy. I feel certain we are on the right path. Day 31. Today, we have reached the first true evidence of civilization, the lotus symbolism and crumbled remains of guardian statues that I have previously only seen depicted in texts made it abundantly clear that these were indeed the remnants of the Corvin people. Around midday we walked clear of the insipid and deathly dry desert, and there, laid out before us, were the sprawling ruins of a once glorious city. Beyond the sand-covered husks of buildings I could make out the remnants of a massive port and the bones of ancient ships now resting on the dry salt bed. There was no doubt about it. These were the Karen docks, the port that connected Corvin City to the luxurious trade routes that brought power and riches untold to these shores. Beyond it, the now barren bay that served as its connection to the outside world. Our efforts are paying off. We are now on the path once trod by the Eldritch Sun himself. Day 32. We've uncovered an ancient bathhouse and temple complex at the center of the port city. Our accompaniment insisted on exploring the ruins and carefully cataloging every grain of sand that appeared unique to them. I tried to impress upon him that this was not the intended destination of our expedition and that it was not the time for delays, not when we were so near, not after so many years of preparation. I will not allow their petty attempts to recover meaningless artifacts to stall our progress. Perhaps the time for more drastic action has come. I will speak with Roderick in private, beyond prying eyes. We will reach an agreement as to the appropriate next steps. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, Corvin Expedition, 2nd entry. I missed that one. And here's the 1st entry. We're going backwards. Day 23. Until today, our journey has been an exercise in the mundane. I've lost track of time as I watch the ship's crew go about their routine day in and day out. I feel more than a bit useless, as the captain has explained a number of times, that our involvement will only make his crew less efficient. So I sit, read, watch the clouds pass overhead, and review my notes over and over again. That all changed this morning shortly after dawn when I was violently awoken by the sound of cannon fire. The shattering boom gave me such a start that I fell out of my hammock. When I rushed above deck, the scene was somewhere between utter chaos and military precision. Before I could determine what was happening, the captain ordered Roderick and I below deck. Later, when the fracas had subsided, I had a chance to speak with him. Evidently, the dawn watchman spotted another ship with no colors flying, a sure sign of piracy, the captain said. Instead of risking an attack, he decided to go on the offensive and begin firing as soon as the ship was in range. Whatever he did, it worked, and the other ship fled. However, it appears this is a common tactic among pirates of the region. They follow ships and attempt to attack at night when the crew is less alert. I shudder to think that our expedition could have come to such a grisly end before we even reached the barren shores. Day 27. The captain tells me we're nearing our destination, no more than a day's sailing left, and then an indeterminate number of days searching the desert for a lost city. The retinue of babysitters sent by our investors have been asking a number of peculiar questions about the burial habits of the Corvin people, and about the types of objects we might hope to find there, none of which I have answers to. I caught one of them reading an ancient-looking text of some sort the other day. Aurenial Arcanum, the name read, is a volume I am unfamiliar with, although if I didn't know better, I'd say it was exactly the kind of thing that could attract luminary attention. He snatched the book closed and hid it in his pocket in his jacket when I asked what he was reading. His scowl said it all. Peculiar indeed. Corvin Expedition First Entry. The writings gathered here are to serve as the record of our journey to reach the lost Corvin city. This expedition is the culmination of a lifetime of study by myself, Thomas Patterson, and my esteemed colleague Roderick Crane. Together we have focused our efforts on ancient lore that speaks of a magnificent city of gold hidden deep in the burning desert, a city whose people and culture vanished generations ago. By following the works of Rion the scholar, sparse regional folklore, and a number of cryptic religious texts, we were able to piece together a potential location for the lost city. From Rion's writings, we know that the main port of entry to the Corvin civilization was a place called the Karen Docks, a massive coastal city positioned in a protective bay just inland of a large river delta. However, recovered Corvin folklore claims that the waters of the river delta and the protective bay where Karen was situated turned to flame and were burned away during the supposed cataclysmic event that ended the civilization. After speaking with a number of shipping merchants and retired sailors, we have pinpointed a location that fits this description. A strip of land where the desert meets the sea, just north of Cape Arene. The terrain and weather here are apparently so treacherous that few have ventured far from the coast. It should not go unmentioned, the funding for our expedition was provided by a number of wealthy individuals from both Erlin and Malmouth. It does concern me that their interests in the lost city may not align with ours, and they have sent a retinue of individuals to monitor our progress and look after their investment. I am concerned that they may attempt to interfere if things don't seem to be going their way. Roderick assures me that, whatever their intentions, we will not allow them to waylay us from our goal, though I suspect he's told them they are likely to find some sort of treasure or otherwise valuable items to make it seem worth investing in our expedition. And so our journey begins. Okay. So the writings of Rion the Scholar, first entry. I must admit this place is truly a jewel in the desert. In my travels I have been to the farthest reaches of the world, seen and experienced much. Sadly, most sights did not live up to their own tales. This place, however, is a marvel that exceeds even the grandest of stories. Transcribing its beauty and grandeur may prove challenging even for me. I arrived via ship at the Karen Docks late last night. My charter, a merchant vessel called Spire, packed to the gunwale with fine goods from distant shores. Its captain, a stalwart and grizzled sailor whose dedication and leadership shone through in the motivation of his crew. Like a finely tuned machine, they deftly navigated the dangerous waters west of the Corvin River Delta. We first spotted the Grand Port while still at sea, miles before entering the river where it is located. The Karen beacon shone brightly over the horizon. I do not know what magic powers that ubiquitous signal, but its intense light draws vessels from the seas like moths to a flame. As we sailed upriver, the port began to reveal itself to us like an eager maiden. Countless warm yellow lights gently illuminated polished sandstone structures, some more than 5 stories tall. Beautifully crafted statues and fountains proudly stood watch over the gardens and public spaces that flowed through the Grand Bazaar. The port itself was ablaze with activity, containers hoisted to and from ships, dock workers and merchants closing deals, and crews taking leave in bars and fine brothels. Mere moments after I set foot on solid ground for the first time in weeks, I was greeted by my local contact, a beautiful woman of middling age with an effortless and enticing gait, further enhanced by the lovely gold embroidered gown that hung over her figure, like a graceful waterfall. She guided me away from the pier to the heart of the port city and my lodging for the night, which I politely offered to share with her. In advance, she graciously denied. Not smooth. Not even this could dampen my mood, however, and albeit alone, I had the greatest night of sleep in my life. The bazaar gently rocked me to sleep with the melodic hum of the ceaseless activity. This morning, my path takes me north to the capital, Corvin City. I shall join a small caravan that travels there daily along the immaculate stone roads leading to the heart of the city from the 4 cardinal directions. I can see the path now as I sit and wait in the lovely garden bower just outside my lodging. Its stonework shines in the gentle morning sun. Immaculate golden-leafed braziers mark its boundaries as far as the eye can see. If the next leg of my journey rivals the first, it shall truly be the experience of a lifetime. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. Here's his final entry. Sadly, my time here has come to an end, and I find myself back at the Karen docks where I first embarked on this most magnificent journey. I met once again with my captivating local contact. Catrice is her name, I've learned, and as if this marvelous place were eager to grant me a parting gift, she agreed to share in my final night's lodging. Oh, you finally bagged her, huh? Tomorrow I shall once again board the merchant ship Spire and depart for distant shores, my destination Cape Irene and the untamed lands that lie beyond. There I will attempt to make contact with the indigenous peoples and study their deep understanding of herbal medicine and insatiable penchant for human sacrifice. Wherever my travels take me, I shall certainly cherish my time here in the Corvin Basin. Well, he left happy. All right, we'll leave the rest for later, just to give my throat a rest. I mean, it's because what's funnier about that is, it's using, what's the word I want to use? The vocabulary that they're using is much more advanced, adult. I'm not sure what you would call it. I guess more advanced vocabulary than you would be used to in something like this. It's the kind of vocabulary you would find in a adult novel. Adult, not adult, but like a novel made for adults, not not the content being adult. And you don't usually see that in video game writing, and it's very refreshing to see. It's also a lot harder to read because you're using words you don't normally use, and of course I have the added benefit of the added disability, I guess, of not being able to, like, I'm looking over to my left to see it, and I'm like kind of almost cross-eyed reading it. So because I don't have my glasses on, I have a lazy eye, and so I tend to see when I'm looking straight at something, or like when I'm trying to focus on something, I tend to see double. So it makes it a little bit more interesting. That's kind of why I stumble a little bit when I read stuff, unless it's kind of like in the middle of the screen or something. But when it's off to the side, I tend to have a little bit of I tend to stumble a little bit. That, and using words I haven't used in ages. I mean, that certainly is a factor. Because you got to recognize the words first before you can use them. All right, let's pop on up to the Vanguard of 3. I'm assuming this is where we gotta continue our journey. Oh yeah, that's right. They want me to pop through this portal, right? Alright, let's do it. The edge of reality. It's the edge of reality. Is it too loud? Let me turn it down just a tiny bit. I have added, you've probably noticed, I still have shuffle on and whatnot, but I've added some more X game series songs to the playlist. I did find that all of the X3 games soundtracks were available on Steam, so I bought them. And X2 Albion Prelude was on there, but none of the other games. So, at least on Steam anyway. I tried to look around to see if I could find them elsewhere for purchase, and I did not. I did not immediately find them. It's not doesn't mean that they aren't there. It just means I didn't immediately find them when I was looking. So I'll keep looking. So you may have. So hopefully we'll get, depending on the shuffle and the repeat and all that stuff, we'll get some new songs. And it's actually so the playlist itself, I just added the entire folder to the playlist, is 11 hours. So I think that's a lot of that's enough songs. I think that's sufficiently lengthy to handle a stream. Oh, but yeah, I hope everyone is doing well this week. I've been trying to get some stuff done. You know, I've been making a little bit of progress here and there. It's, with me, it's like I'll make some really good progress like 2 days in a row, and then I'll be really slow the next couple of days, and it just seems to be the way my brain works. You know what I mean? It's like some days all the cylinders are running, and some days they just aren't, and they seem to like combine together. You know, like I'll have 2 really good hitting it on all cylinders days, and then I'll have like 3 really crappy ones. You know, where I'll still make progress, and I did make progress, but just not as much progress as I would have liked to have made. So there's that. But, you know, it is what it is. That down there. Okay. We're getting a lot of physical damage. I definitely need more physical resistance. Yeah, we're still only at 5%. That really sucks. Gonna wait for that to dissipate, maybe? There we go. Wait, is that? Yeah, I was gonna say there's gotta be some way to go here. Can barely see anything. It's dark as hell. Ooh, empowered Cicerone's conviction. Oh, ow, ow.
I can't do that yet.
So they're all running up on me, doing physical damage. This guy seems to be mostly fire, which I have a lot of resistance to. So that wasn't too bad. All things considered. Very good. Nothing else up here. So did I do everything I was supposed to do? I guess. Yeah, I guess that was everything.
The camp grows silent as the maddening whispers have stopped. You were successful.
Yes.
The preordained hour is upon us. Nothing more remains but to bring our wrath to the Cinder Gates.
So what's the plan?
The primordial foe of our collective existence stirs within the tomb of the Eldritch Sun. See to it that he sees no more dawns. The combined forces of the witch gods are at your disposal, with my servants ready to throw their fates at your feet. They will set forth when you are ready, and our foes shall become a choir of misery as we lay waste to their numbers. Travel far north, beyond the infernal wastes, and into the remains of Corvin City. There the tomb still stands. Within it lies the secret chamber that will take you to realms beyond. Take this sigil. It will open the way to the future I have decreed. Now, hurry.
Okay. Sigil of the Three. So where do they want me to go to here? I guess they just want me to keep going north. Find the tomb of the Eldritch Sun. Yeah, okay. I guess that's the case. Jesus. That's a lot of stuff there. Okay, nothing back there. Had to check. Ooh, Flame Torrent has reached level 17. I wonder actually, what is, can I see Flame Torrent here? There it is. What are we doing? 0.5 second skill recharge, 100% chance to pass through enemies. That's crazy. 0.5 meter radius, 2 projectiles, 60% main hand damage, 1069 fire damage, 387 chaos damage, 2748 burn damage over 3 seconds. And then with the next level, we get 17% main hand damage, more fire damage, more chaos damage, more burn damage. Okay. That's awesome. And what is this at? This is at level 18. So that's giving us 30% chance on attack to get Blackwater Cocktail, which is piercing damage and stuff. Main hand damage is plus 19%. And then this one's 17 Flame Torrent. Fire damage, chaos damage, so 16% main hand damage. Sweet. Alright. Awesome. Winds of Abid. So all fire guys, huh? Yep, they're just melting. Exceptional Explorer. Open 25 one-shot chests. Oh, nice. Ooh. Made a preserver. Awesome. Okay. There's anybody over there, alright. That's completely off the map too. This looks like maybe the way we're supposed to go. I'm not sure. Let me come up here real fast, because this looks like it dead ends. Okay, yeah, it does. Alright. Just want to make sure there wasn't any, like, chest up there or anything. Nothing there. Lots of chests over here. This is very interesting to see how many chests they're just throwing at me now. Like, it was a little bit hard to come by any chests earlier. Now they're just tossing them at me like every 5 seconds, which is kind of cool, but also very interesting. One shrine offer. Nice. Crimson spike. And that will give me. Whoops, that's not it. That will give me another devotion point. Not sure where I want to use it though. What was I building up? I was building up. Magi, right? Yeah. 270 burn damage, increased duration, fire damage, reduce freeze duration, physique, burn damage, casting speed, attack speed. Let's take that one. That's the next one here. By the way, I did see the comments on the last YouTube comments on the last Grim Dawn stream that I missed some blueprints and stuff in the shop that we went into inside the I believe it was inside the that Udenbog area that we went into, the challenge area there that we ultimately failed. Found a vendor there, and I think I missed a whole bunch of stuff. So apologies on that. We'll get back to it at some point. I kind of don't want to go back in there until I can. I mean, on one hand, I know I can get all the way to the end of it. On the other hand, I kind of want to go in with a better feeling that I can actually have a better shot at the final boss than I did. So I kind of want to have more levels under my belt, potentially. But I don't know. It might not be the right way to go about it. Maybe I could do it with what I've got right now. I want to see if that tomb entrance is. I think that's a side thing. I think I should just go in there. Yeah, because it looks like this is continuing on northward here. So let's go into here. Temple of Atef. some of that out of there. Is further down or way out, not sure. Wait, did I get everywhere? No, there's still... I like how I have so much fire damage that even the fire dudes can't resist. Don't have enough resistance to help them. Okay. So I was finally catching up with. It's hard, like, staying in the loop with a lot of like stuff going on and everything else, and like just feel like I'm constantly busy playing catch up and all that stuff, which is news and other things. But I finally listened to the latest town hall that Moonbeam did. And interesting stuff going on. I kind of already got the gist of most of what they were talking about before I watched that. Like, I saw posts and stuff. But there was an interesting thing I was thinking about, because they were talking about their AI agent that they're introducing, that can, like, participate in chat and also listen to what you're saying on stream and kind of like spur engagement and all that stuff, which I'm of a mixed thoughts on. But I also understand that I'm not the best conversationalist around. In fact, I'm pretty terrible at it. So any little assistance I can get in that is always a good thing. But what I found interesting was I came up with sort of a use case that I'm not sure if they've thought about or not. But if they do have an AI agent that's going to be able to respond to the streamer, it might be an interesting use case to be able to give for the streamer to be able to give it commands, particularly like mod commands and stuff. Be like, hey, time that person out, or shout this person out, or raid this channel, or something to that effect. That might be pretty interesting. Okay, this is just an orgy of terribleness here. What is going on? These guys are just crawling up my ass here. Okay, I don't even know what the hell I killed there because it was just so much shit on the screen. But yeah, I thought there'd be, if you had the means to harness its potential. Oh, okay. Something there. But yeah, it might be interesting to be able to give it sort of commands and, you know, things like that, like verbal commands you would give to like a human moderator and stuff like that. That would be kind of interesting. I could see a use for that. I mean, I'm even thinking about like maybe having some sort of voice recognition stuff with the streamer bot that I'm working on. Although I have a long way to go before I get to anything that's even useful there, but I feel like I need to get to a point where I can, it's actually working for my needs before I try to bring some of that in. But yeah, some interesting stuff there. There is one thing that I'm slowly coming to the realization of. The more I hear about, oh, this is an off the map area. The more I hear about you know, AI and the uses of it and all that stuff, for all the skepticism that I have and that other people in IT have, other people who are in the, I guess, the technological know, as it were, you know, we have a tremendous amount of skepticism about it because we can see how it's not all it's cracked up to be. It's not as I don't want to say useful, but it's not as world exploding as it may seem to those outside the know. You know, we can see, you know, people who use the AI for a lot of stuff, we can see it hallucinating and giving us wrong answers, and how often it's giving us wrong answers and hallucinating and all that stuff. And what I'm noticing though, in like conversations about AI, like outside of, you know, people outside of tech circles, is that they apparently have the realization still hasn't set in of just how limited AI is actually right now. And you know, how badly it hallucinates and stuff like that. And people are like taking things that AI generates, you know, they're asking AI questions and they're taking the answers that it generates as with a lot more faith, a lot more weight than I think anyone who is in the know would do. You know, they're not really doing their due diligence. They're hoping that AI is doing the due diligence for them, but they're not.
Will the parents of the Argon girl by the name of Susie
They're not.
Thank you.
Whatchamacallit? Yeah, they're not verifying independently the stuff that AI generates. They're kind of just trusting it a little too much, and that's a big problem. That's a really big problem, and it's a problem that has, I think, spawned from the fact that the C-suite has so heavily embraced AI that they've kind of created this narrative, this false narrative of how good it actually is when it's really not. and or that I should say, how advanced of it being more advanced than it actually is. Let's be a little bit more kind to it. And that's a big problem because people who are getting duped by it, people who are thinking that there's more to it than it actually is, are the ones that don't have necessarily the knowledge to question it, to know how to question it or how to find their answers. And that's kind of scary. I think there needs to be a reality check that is, I guess, the reality check that a lot of us who are computer professionals have already gotten with AI, that sort of needs to somehow make its way to the common parlance, and in a way that is understandable by most, right? And just kind of this illusion that AI is more advanced than it actually is really needs to get shattered sooner rather than later, because it's already starting to become a problem. And it's only going to get worse. And, I'd like to think that, here's the problem, right? We haven't reached the point yet that I'm aware of where people are starting to sue companies for what AI has generated, the falsehoods that AI has generated. AI hasn't necessarily caused someone to mix household chemicals that resulted in injury or something to that effect, but I feel like we're not far off from that happening, and that's going to be a huge kerfluffle, I think. And it would be really great if, that reckoning could happen without injuries. You know what I mean? Because, legally it's going to not be great for whatever company gets hit. But also, it's really not going to be great for those who end up becoming victims of it. And, this ultimately comes back to my thesis that we need to teach due diligence, proper due diligence in schools and what that entails. And not only teach it, but you need to it needs to be conveyed in a way that most people would find it actually fun to do and interesting. As much as we cringe at the thought of all those many hours we've all spent going down the rabbit hole of Wikipedia and stuff, where you're just you go there for one thing and then 3 hours later you've got 25 tabs open because you just kept finding something fascinating and digging down further and digging down further and digging down further. As much as we may lament that, that's a very important thing I think that needs to happen. And I think it doesn't happen to enough people anymore. They just kind of are going for the quick answer, and they don't really have the curiosity, not even the curiosity, but the curiosity and the discipline to go deeper, and haven't really discovered the fun in that. And I think that's leading to a lot of problems, societal problems, on multiple fronts. And course, I have theories, but I have no answers, as usual. You know what I mean? I have no proof either that that is our biggest problem. It's just my relatively uneducated feelings on the matter. And I don't know. I don't know how you like inspire that in people. Like, how do you get them to want to not be to want to put the effort in, the actual effort in to know something, rather than just have the sort of false I don't know what you would call it, the influencer knowledge, I guess. Like, there's too much. Too many people want to jump to the end, or I guess they want to be. They're so desperate to be knowledgeable in something and to be right about something that they don't want to put in the effort to actually learn something to so they can be correct, so they can know what they don't know. I guess that's the real point, is like, the most important thing you could ever learn in life is to know what you don't know. Right? And not be afraid to acknowledge that you don't know something. Because that opens you up to a willingness not only to learn something, but to listen. And I think far too many just want the satisfaction of being a quote-unquote internet expert on a subject, and all the supposed fame and notoriety that comes with that. And they don't want to spend the years and years of effort to actually know the subject, because they're not being held to that standard, right? They're just they're being held to the lowest possible standard, which is, if it feels right, it must be right, which is definitely not the way to go. And I don't know, maybe I'm oversimplifying the whole thing. Maybe there's a lot more to it than that. Maybe I'm reaching a little bit, but that's just kind of, it just seems to be the pattern that I've been seeing a lot of. You know what I mean? You see all these posts, you see all these videos, and you see all these investigative quote unquote content creators making videos about things, and then you actually dig into them and you realize, how much they've gotten wrong. But too many people aren't digging into them. They're just taking what they say at face value. And I don't, I can't fully blame them, because, I too do not have many hours of the day that I can devote to just doing someone else's homework for them, doing someone else's homework that they should have done themselves. But given that, I also take everything with a hefty dose of salt, right? Like, I look around to see what the other see what other information is out there about a particular thing, see what other videos are out there about a particular thing, and try to navigate it that way. Try not to actually wow, this guy just walked right up on me. He got thrown back onto his ass. And not actually, not come to a definitive conclusion about something until I've at least had a chance to kind of look around at things. And yeah, it's I worry. I mean, we're all super busy people. It's just the nature of life nowadays, but
would all visitors please
um,
report to the medic bay for inoculation?
it's I don't know. There has to be a middle ground somewhere, right? Where there's a balance between taking the time to do your due diligence and not immediately accepting every single thing. Unless and that's the problem. Is like problem is you can't accept everything with a reputable source, and that's the issue. I think I don't know. There's like a twofold issue there, right? Where people aren't seeking out reputable sources, probably because they don't know how to, which is understandable. Or they think they've got a reputable source and they really, really don't, because there's some bit of information they're missing. And then there's, I don't know. It's we went from like, in many ways, we kind of went from a what's the word I'm looking for? Like, conspiracy theories were like a fun little pastime. As long nobody took them seriously, they were just kind of a fun little thing, like a fun little sort of mental exercise kind of thing, to it, a lot of that stuff kind of just being taken as truth without any real thought put into it. And that's what I see happening with the AI stuff now too, is like, you've got things that are, you've got people putting a lot of trust into what an AI is telling them, when they really ought to be asking, they really ought to be doing some more, like AI is good in, like, for a lot of us in IT and stuff, AI is a fun little toy to play with right now. But far too many people don't realize that it's just a fun little toy right now. They think it's legit and ready for, that we're only like, a few short weeks away from AGI and all this stuff, without even realizing what AGI actually means. Because the AGI they're being sold on is not the AGI that they think it is. It's actually quite far more mundane. We're not Star Trek level of like, the computer can figure out the context of what you mean kind of thing. Not yet, but we're also not going to be there in the next 5 months either. I don't think. It's going to be more like 10 to 20 years, probably 30 years, if that. Because there's a lot of different and there's a lot of different flavors of it. That, you know, what one person's calling AI is, I mean, hell, you know, AI in games has been around forever. It's not the AI that it's not, you know, an LLM. It's a different kind of AI, you know. And it's just, but it's all being clumped under the one thing. And most people can't spot the difference, or don't. I mean, they can spot the difference, but they can't necessarily understand why one thing is classified one way and another thing's classified the other way. Or should they really have to, honestly? But it's, some realism has to be brought back into it to say, like, look, these are, you know, these are not as trustworthy as you have been led to believe. You've been you're being sold on a product, you're not being sold on a technology. Right? And I think the way it's being billed right now is that you're being sold on a technology because that's what investors want to hear. But in reality, you're being sold a product that has a specific set of instructions and a specific use case. And as soon as you stray even a little bit off that use case, your mileage varies wildly. I don't know. I don't. I feel like I'm explaining it in the worst possible way. Like I feel like I've reached a point where my explanations don't have stopped making any meaning. And honestly, most of that is because even I'm like, the AI that I tried to learn back in the day is vastly different from what they're doing nowadays. And most of it, when I tried to learn it back in the day, just went way over my head. It was a lot of math that I couldn't figure out. So my understanding of AI is even more limited than, even though I tried to study it in college, it's even more limited than, you know, than someone who is learning it today. Hey, hello. Yeah, thanks for this. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I know you're. I've been lurking in the Discord, so I know you're been having some issues, pain wise. So I totally understand. You need to take care of you right now, and don't worry about being active on a stream or anything like that. Just you do you right now. And I, you know, that is more important. That is more important than being here. Let me tell you that. My foot is fine right now. It's so far so good. I'm back to like running on a treadmill and stuff. I'm still taking it easy, like I'm doing one day of running and one day of walking, sort of just to kind of ease back into it. But it's been going all right. Starting to lose weight again a little bit, which is nice. Did I go through this place? Tomb of Sethin. Okay, it's the same place. All right. Is that a path over there? Yeah. So it's I'm doing good. I am doing good right now. yeah, I'm just trying to, just trying to make sure. I'm just trying to like figure out what it is that I did to it and sort of try to lose some weight, some more weight. Like my weight's been been fluctuating a lot lately. I haven't been losing it, but it's starting to go back down again. So I'm just trying to keep all that going. I've been having trouble the last couple weeks with the cravings again. So I've been trying to just like work through that. Try my best not to give in and all that stuff. It's hard. It's hard. I wish. I mean, this is the thing that kind of bothers me about the GLP-1 weight loss things is I don't think they would actually work for me because I don't think I have a mechanical issue. I think I have a mental issue when it comes to like the cravings and stuff. And I'm not sure that the weight loss drugs that are out there would actually work for what I'm trying to do. Like they're a very mechanical solution to a very non-mechanical problem. Yeah. Why couldn't we crave apples? I know, right? Seriously. Like, why can't it be just like fruit all day long or something? Why is it that, you can have an apple and then it just doesn't quench the hunger at all? But then again, it also, I can have an entire pizza and it's still not quench the hunger. Have an entire extra large pizza and still be hungry afterwards. So I don't think it's a mechanical thing. I think it's somehow gotta fix my brain somehow. I don't know how that happens. I'm just trying to figure it out as I go. Oh, this is locked off, huh? Yeah, I just had like, the last 2 months have been very, very slow. As far as like, I haven't really made any progress with losing weight. In fact, I put a little bit back on. It's starting to come back off again now, but yeah, it's just been, it's just a little frustrating. But just have to keep up with it. Go. Takes care of that. Okay. I don't know what that binding conduit did, but oh, destroy the eastern conduit, destroy the northern conduit, preemptive strike. Oh, okay. Well, that works. Oh, this is for that monster or something. That's what it is. Hang on. Hang on 1 second. Friends, I'll be right back. I gotta check on something. Enjoy the Okay, I'm back. Just 1 second while I send a text message out here. Okay. Anyway, had to go. Apparently, a late night package came in. I had to go looking for it. It wasn't on the doorstep. Anyway. Oh, well, good night, Outlaw. I don't know if you're still on, but good night. And I hope you feel better. Hope everything goes well with your appointment tomorrow. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Where are we at? Oh, I should probably lower the volume on this. It's probably really loud. Actually, it's not that loud. I wonder if there's a plugin for Winamp that normalizes the volume on all the stuff, because I feel like I need that on these tracks. Oh yeah. Nemesis 2 bonus track is what it's called. I don't know which of the X games that's from, but I don't think it's X4. This is the thing I'm supposed to kill. Yeah, the Dusk Reaper. There we go. Okay, well that's destroyed. I guess I accidentally destroyed the other one because there was 3 of them. Alright. Was that everything here? Looks like it was everything here. Still doesn't open, but I guess it doesn't. Just doesn't open. Looks like it goes off the map there. Alright, what else? Going north, further north. Oh yeah, these guys. Duran's travel log, second entry. Yo. All right. All them out. Let's go inside here. See what this is all about. Tomb of Nephos. Heal the real good? Okay. Scorched note. Warhammer of Heavenly Judgments. Jeez. Okay. The Warhammer of Heavenly Judgments. That is an awesome sounding Warhammer right there. Oh, we got another shrine here. There we go. That works. Shrine has been restored. And additional devotion point for us. Also, we leveled up at some point here. So let's put... Yeah, I got the level 40 there. Agonizing Flames. Alright, we'll do that. Because why not? And yes, devotion points. Down here, more fire damage, more burn damage. Alright, let's do fire damage. That. And then how are we doing here? We have a point. That in physique right now. And I've picked up a lot of stuff. I've picked up a ton of stuff here. Okay. Alright, good. It's got the seal on it. Earned respected status with one of the cults.
The shadow of death lies around this colossus.
So that's a thing.
Sad to see it go, but we had to.
Alright. And back to the ruined entrance. We're just back here, okay. All of that. And is this where, that's where we entered down there, right? So we just went a small distance, but walked down there. I don't know if that seal is broken though. It was down there. Come on, pick it up. Okay. Alright. So we got that. It's up here. So by powerful rune without knowledge of its creation, it'll be impossible to remove it. Okay, so this is another one that we need a thing for. We gotta figure out what that thing is. art augments now revered status with all beginning factions. Oh, okay. All right, I'll have to go back and look at that because I haven't been back to base since the very start of the stream, so I will do that. Once I explore a little bit more here. Oh, here's the thing. Good, 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 good. Let's see what we got on here. Bunch of blueprints. Honestly surprised at how many blueprints are in the game. Like, I don't think I've seen any game with like this many sort of crafting blueprints in it. That's not, it's not a complaint. That's just an observation. It's like this late in the game and I'm still dropping blueprints for things, which is awesome. Grab that portal there. Writings of Rion the Scholar's second entry. We read his first and his last entry.
Hello again, my friend.
I have to say I was not expecting finding you here so far from Erowyn. My hunt has led me to the Corvin Basin. Dravis is close, I could feel it. He will not evade me this time. So what's your plan? Corvin Basin is a vast region, but Dravis is driven by two things, power and our father's head. I strongly suspect he's headed towards what remains of Corvin City. If you find yourself headed there, be careful. Dravis should not be underestimated. Keep an eye out. Okay. Let's see what all there is to see here.
There is a single light of science, and to brighten it
There's
anywhere
more stuff this
is
way.
to brighten it everywhere.
Oh, this is the remnants of Corvin City. Okay. Alright, take this down. You. Look here, if it isn't one of Kaiman's zealots, I'm not here to fight you. There are greater threats about. Have you come to atone for your errors, or do you serve the Forgotten God as well? What do you mean? I think you know exactly what I mean. You chose to side with a sad bastard and his loyal band of tools back in Sorrow's Bastion. With your help, you nearly wiped out all of our men stationed here. Look what that's gotten us. Here we are chasing the old fool through this wasteland where he plans to resurrect an ancient god that's bent on vengeance. Looks like he might just pull it off, so thank you for that. He was very convincing. Of course he was. He was trained by Luminari. Charisma and manipulation are part of his toolkit. With a primordial god at his side, it was trivial for him to convince lesser fools to lay down their lives in his service. I suppose you're even convinced that he found a way to defeat the Chthonians. The gullible will believe anything, particularly in desperate times like these. That's all behind us. What matters now is what you'll do next. Will you help us stop him? Of course. I suppose that's good news. I've heard rumors of your deeds in Cairn. If any of them are true, it'd be nice to have you on our side now. Do me a favor, though. Stay away from me and my men. After what you did to our brothers in the Blood Grove, I'm sure it'll be on edge with you around. Okay. Should just said too bad for them. Writings of Rion of the Scholar, 3rd entry. Yeah. Missing shipments. Turn it down just a little bit more. There we go. Even that's a little bit loud for me. Kill them. Grab the loot. Open the chests. Nice. All right. Where are we at here? All right. There. Okay. I thought maybe I saw something over there, but I did not. Okay. Things are just melting away, which is just fantastic here. Rubik's letter. Yeah, lots and lots of chests just all over the place here, which is really fun to see. It's really fun to have, like, I feel like I'm finally, you know, at an area where they're just like, we know you like loot, here's some loot. So what else we got? Got a whole other section over here. Before we, kind of want to, I guess we can peek in and see if there's a checkpoint of some kind over that other area. What am I looking for here? I am... Oh, hang on. Yeah, I thought I saw something. Fifth entry. All right. Another devotion point is very good. Security concerns. Ooh, Griffin Sovereign. There we go, that's done. Got an achievement for it too. There's something up here. Ooh, these guys are actually doing a little bit of damage. Ooh, ouch. Okay, yeah, alright. Alright. I see what they're putting out. I see what they're doing.
Have you executed our little plan?
Yes, the beast is dead. I knew it existed. This is a great victory for the three and affirmation to the glory of Bismiel's web. Now we can move forward with our plans without worrying about the creature being used against us. Okay, so now I'm back here.
Yes, traveler.
Matron of Rifts. I have to go back to the other thing, right? Enclave of the three here, and so is it this guy?
What brings you to my forge?
Bewitched Smith. It's not that guy, is it? It's this other one over here, right?
Perfectly safe illusions.
That's the illusionist.
Let's take a look at those blueprints.
That's the inventor. Is it this guy? Spirit guide? You're a spirit guide. Do you have a thing over your head? Sentinel? No, you don't. Illusionist, inventor, spirit guide, cult supplier, bewitched smith. Where's a Bismiel? Where's a Dreeg? I guess I should see what I have access to with those first.
See anything you like?
Let's see what we got here. Got some blueprints. Not much else there.
Iron well spent.
And then you are, where's a Dreeg?
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Those blueprints.
See you around.
This guy, I still don't know.
What we've got here.
Still don't know what he wants. He's got an exclamation point above his head, but he still hasn't done anything. Where's the other? Whoops. Oh, down here.
I'll see what's left of Montez.
Where's of Soleil? Grab that blueprint. Grab that blueprint.
Put it to good use.
So we'll go over here and do that. These I already know. Okay. Endurance. Mark of illusions used in rings. Let's see if I can clear some of this. That took everything. That's good. All right. Let's move some of these over. So we have them all together here. I need to sell some things. Just sell them to this guy. Sell that. Powered spear cannon, two-handed ranged. First item. Shadow Stalker's belt, epic belt. There's robe. Epaulets of thorns. Warhammer of heavenly judgment. You know what? I'm actually going to keep that one. No, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to keep it. It's a set piece, so we're keeping that. Two-hand range. I'm going to keep this one too. Just because. Wait, this is Sharkbolt Abalist. Huh. Silk Touch hand wraps. Celestial Essence. Hold on to that. Move these over. What is this? These are set pieces. All right. Let's come over here and put some of these set pieces away. Is this the one I was trying to get to? It's offensive ability. Here's some bleeding damage. 699. Sharpshooter. This is a ranged two-handed weapon passive bonus. So not really my thing, but it will hold it onto here. Some dual wielding. This can be sold. Hang on to the Corruptor's robe, should I? No. Put that in there. Shoulder guards. Bounty Hunter's hat. Oh, I have a Corruptor's mask already. Maybe I will hold on to that one. Just for that reason. This away. That away. That away. I'm just going to sell that. And sell the pants too. go. Okay. So we got that. So this guy, cult supplier. Got this guy. Boots. Pick offhands. Legendary caster helm. So how do these relics? How do these armor augments work? Like, where do I find them? Is it from this guy? Or is it some other guy here?
Let's see what we can put together.
Or do I do it with the invent? Oh, here we go. Augments. Place an item with an attached component or augment into the chamber. Transmute allows you to convert items that are parts of sets into other set items. Oh. Yeah, I don't want to salvage anything. Is this... Engineer basic parts. Transmute. To another part of the same piece. Transmute a set piece into part of a random set of comparable level. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is it the transmute I'm supposed to do or something?
Keep an eye out for more blueprints.
I sense turmoil within you. Farewell.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. What I'm supposed to do differently.
Well, look what we've got here.
Let me see. Let me see what it says. Over here. Um, augments for armor look a little different. They look like this. Oh, I see. Okay. So I just get those from the faction from the faction vendor.
Come see what's left of my wares.
If I can find them. Oh, you gotta get revered status. Oh, here they are. Okay, so I'm not revered status with them. I don't think I'm revered status with any of these yet. Although I did see one pop up. No, I think it was all respected. I'm respected status.
See you around.
Okay.
See anything you like?
I see. So these are the applied to all armor. Okay, here's the armor augments. I see what okay. I get it. And then what are these augments? Applied to rings and amulets. Rare augments. Okay. Alright. I understand better now. I was like, those are around here somewhere, but I don't know. I didn't know where. I wonder, was there any... Are those the only ones that have... I don't think I've hit revered with anybody. Hit honored. Yeah, I don't think I've hit revered status with any of the factions, or any of the factions in the game. All right, that's just more grinding for that, I guess. Actually, is there anyone that's even close? No, like all these are at best halfway through. I mean, Kaiman's Chosen is relatively close. Huh. Okay, I see what you mean. I see what you mean by that. What was the achievement we just got to? The Griffin Sovereign. Slay Azalon, the Griffin Sovereign at Sunward Spire, and then Exceptional Explorer. Open 25 one-shot chests. Okay. It's 185 achievements, and I've only got 51 of them. 28%. That's a thing. I guess we gotta go back and get my... Go back and try to get my XP. I was up here, I think. Yeah, Tomb of the Eldritch Sun, yeah. Tomb of the Heretic. Lots of stuff I didn't know I could. Oh, lots of stuff I didn't know I could shoot. Oh, this is treacherous domain. I guess that makes sense why I was getting completely owned. Yeah, the stun lock is not helpful at all. That's, I think, what's getting me right now more than anything else. Alright, there we go. Clear out the area in front. What do we got going on in here? Sunward Spire. Yep, just gotta keep moving around. Another tomb entrance. Oh, itchy eye. Itchy. Oh. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. We're getting plenty of rep just from killing these fools. That's nice. Descending further. Damn, there's so many guys around here. And that's really what they're doing, is they're just overwhelming forcing me. Here.
That skill's not ready.
In the meantime, I'm just trying to spread enough fire that I just keep walking through it. Okay. Oh, come on. I'm stuck on something here. What the hell, man? Stuck on the environment. Oh, so you can't, like, walk through there yet. Somehow I managed to, like, blink past it at one point. Did I miss a spot over here? No, I think I... Yeah, that's the whole area. Okay. Wondering about that. Okay. Do that here. More of them. Down. This guy's still coming for us. Really, all it is they just set up a freaking gauntlet here of just tons of like the same enemy over and over and over. There we go. All right. And back off, drop fire and back off. All right, some iron bits. Loot, 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 loot. And can't get over there. This guy. This guy's got a lot of HP. Ow. Keeps jumping at me too. Throw this stuff out in front of me here. God damn it. Right on the edge here. There we go. Stand before the Eldritch Sun, huh? Go. Okay. This whole big arena set up for me, and I just kited them along the bridge. Back outside here. All right. Huh. Do I have a... Let's grab this blueprint here. And that one. Glyph of Arcane Insights, huh? Did I use that devotion? Oh no, I still have that devotion point. I forgot to use it. I was like trying to remember, did I use that devotion point or not? Let's go burn damage here, and then we have one more in Magi here. So that's good. Now we just have the road off that way. That's where I have to go. Up and around here. Yeah. Path of Ascension. Oh yeah, didn't I walk up this once before? I guess not. Dravis, son of Ouroboros.
You must be the pawn my sister's been sending around to do her sleuthing for her. And now here you are, and she's nowhere in sight. I must say I'm rather disappointed that she could not have bothered to show herself, especially at the moment of my victory. Unfortunately for you, you're standing in my way, and I simply cannot abide by that. I'm afraid you have to die.
Oh yeah? Well, no time for talk. Time for killing. Which, okay, these guys heard of it. These thralls. Luckily, I could shoot him from a pretty far distance away. There we go. All right, at least he didn't have a second form. That's nice.
And so, my misguided child lies dead, far from the land of his birth. I've witnessed many of my progeny perish over the centuries. Such is the curse of my existence, but none stung as much as this. I thought myself above his pain, that my pursuit of atonement superseded his naive ignorance. I see now I was wrong. In my hubris, I created a monster, the force of my own undoing.
Gravis was far too gone.
He was consumed by his hatred for me. In another life, perhaps he would have stood by my side as we sealed this tomb forever. I'm afraid now that duty falls to another. I've witnessed the passing of centuries, but now I find myself wishing I had more time.
Can you bring down the barrier?
When Dravis confronted me at the temple steps, I saw the madness consuming his soul. But I also saw the anguish that I had wrought upon it. Dravis was unwilling to listen to reason. I erected the barrier so that he could not enter the tomb by any means. But I could not bring myself to strike down my own child. Now my powers are nearly spent. The souls flowing through my veins seek their release. I sense that my time has finally come. It appears that you and I had similar goals. The evils within this tomb must not be set free. I will lower my barrier, enter the tomb of the Eldritch Sun, and complete my task. Vanquish the darkness, and bring a momentary peace to Cairn.
Well, thank you for your sacrifice. Achievement unlocked: the Master of Necromancy. Seal Orbark's fate. There we go. Hey, No Skills, welcome on in. How you doing? Welcome back. How's things? Mother's Pendant. This pendant is all that remains of Orborok. It features the silhouette of a young woman carved in bone, but no names or initials. Pendant is all that remains. Is there a... Well, this guy just immediately attacked. Okay. Thought maybe there'd be a checkpoint or something on the other side, but I guess not. There we go. All right. Now, jeez Louise. No, like throwing a thing at me right away. Just got done doing a quick cozy stream before bed. Oh, nice. Very nice. Yeah, there is a checkpoint here. Sweet. Let's go back to... So we're at the Tomb of the Eldritch Sun there. I wonder how you get to the Tomb of the Heretic. Maybe that's later on or something. Or maybe I missed it. I don't know. Let's go back to... use the Sigil of the Three to open the Eldritch Gate. I don't know where I'm supposed to use that at. The Forgotten God. Did 2 days of Moonstone Island, will drain a cup of tea and then call it a night. Yeah. Yeah, Moonstone Island is I gotta get back to it. I was about halfway through my playthrough of it. It's just so many other games have come along. And I'm like, I had to put it aside for a moment, but it's really good. I kind of got to a point where it felt like I needed to just sort of get like your creatures aren't leveling up fast enough to meet the challenge of the world. And it was like kind of like you have to part with them and find new ones. And I was like, I really like the synergies of these. I don't really want to part with them. So I was kind of in that mode where I was like, do I just keep grinding and giving them levels, or what do I do at that point? But yeah, you feel that. And MMO used to play came back to life, so you've been playing that mostly. Yeah. There's been a couple. There's just been a lot of. I mean, we're getting a lot of good games just coming out. Plus, I'm finding that, ironically, I'm going back to older games, and they're just people are more interested in them for some reason. I don't know why. It seems like there's more interest in the older games now than there was in like the newer stuff coming out. So I've been just kind of like I've been doing Elite Dangerous and X4, which is still, I mean, a couple of years old at this point, and Planet Crafter, which is not that old. It's still getting updates and everything, but it's still like pretty popular. It seems like a lot of the like crafting, sandbox crafting things with automation and stuff are really a hit now and everything. So yeah. Oh, I know why. Yeah. I mean, I know things are a lot more expensive, and maybe that's the whole problem, is that people are looking at the older games now because they need something cheaper. But games were made with love back then. I think there's still games being made with love. I think it's just I think there's just I think there's two competing things at work right now. I think one of them is Hollywoodification of the games industry, because it's making so much money. Now it's all about the art of it, right? And so games are taking themselves probably far too seriously. And in the process of taking themselves far too seriously, they forget to be fun. That's why something like Oblivion comes out, the Oblivion remaster comes out, and by today's standards, it's janky, it's loony, and yet it's ridiculously still fun. Like tons of fun to jump in and throw it, because it kind of like it was like, you know what? Yeah, we're janky. Yeah, we've got some bugs. Yeah, we don't cap things where we're supposed to cap them. We just kind of let you be as overpowered as you want to be. And it ends up just being a lot more fun to just not have those restrictions. Whereas a lot of games now are like taking it a little too seriously. They're really trying, they're like really balancing things, really tweaking and all this stuff. And it's just like they're tweaking the fun out of it. But then I think the other thing is too that at least with the double A's and triple A's and whatnot, is that because there's so much money to be made now, they're staying with safe stuff that's been known to sell in the past, and they're still selling, but they're not, in the process of selling, they're not really, for people who play a lot of games, they're not as interesting, because you've seen the same formula over and over and over and over again. But there was some kind of statistic that said that like the vast majority of people who play games only play like 2 games a year, or only buy 2 games a year, or something like that. So they're still making a ton of money on these things because a lot of people only buy like 2 games a year, and then that's what they play, and they're not, yeah, the games are very samey, but to them, since they don't play that many, they're not seeing that repetition, and it's still, it's still fun for them and everything. So there's part of that. Defiance. Yeah, I heard. I did play Defiance for a little bit back in the day, and I heard that they were starting up the servers again. I just haven't had a chance to jump back into it again. It's not Defiance, the first Defiance, right? It's the 2031 or whatever it was, the sort of re-envisioned, the like remaster. I don't know what they call it. The season 2 of it. Is that correct? Because that was the one that I played. I didn't play the original. I played that one. It was only like 3-4 years ago I played it, or something like that. Whenever, like, just before it died, I think I jumped into it for a bit, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I was really sad to see it disappear like it did. 2050 was the next gen pay to win one. I guess there was pay to win in there. I didn't play enough of it to see it. I just kind of went in and was just playing it normally. But yeah, I guess there was some pay to win elements in there. I don't remember offhand. And I never got to experience the first one either. So I can't really compare the two. But yeah, I want to jump back into that. It's on my list. I have to clear other things off the list here, or maybe I just need to like take a break from one of these games for a week and just go jump back into it. Maybe I'll do that next week. Like I'll just put one of these on pause for just a week and then jump back into it and see what it's like. Because yeah, I remember seeing the news for it, and I haven't had a chance to jump back to it. It's brought up by a company that's known for buying old MMOs and make them pay to win, stop making money, and then close the servers. Yeah, that wasn't. It was Nexon, wasn't it? Or was it? I mean, Nexon does that shit. I know that. I think it was that, or I forget exactly who it was, but I know who you're talking about. But yeah, it's. I mean, I've got. My other thing is too, I was playing, like there's a new game that came out. There was a new game that came out, Game of Thrones, a Game of Thrones game that's like a mobile PC port. Well, mobile and PC at the same time it is. And it's actually, the PC side of it's actually not bad. Like, it's an action RPG, but it's got all that mobile bullshit in it. And I was like, man, I like this game and I want to play this, but it's got so much of that just nonsense in it. But that's another one that's on my list to do something with. I don't know if I'll just do YouTube videos of it or if I'll actually stream it or not. I mean, it's hard to get things into the schedule to stream. There's so much to do. But Gamingo. Okay, yes, I'm familiar with them. Yeah. A new company bought the license to the old version and 2050 and released the old version and fixed mainly all the old issues. Okay. I mean, that's what I saw about 2050 is that they had fixed some of the issues that was there. I mean, there were still other issues. Like I remember there was a big like world battle that, you know, like the dynamic world battles that happened. And I remember stumbling onto it and a bunch of people were came into the instance and were just fighting it. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll sit here and hang here and fight it. And just as the thing was about to die, like it had like 1% health left. The game crashed to desktop. And I lost, I couldn't get any of that stuff back. So hopefully they've gone back and fixed a lot of that stuff as well. But it was interesting. I know it was originally a tie-in with a TV series, and the TV series didn't last very long. So I don't know how the original story was going to progress. So I'm curious to see how that works. And I'm also curious to see if I can do like a solo, how much I could solo it. Because I was getting pretty far with the with 2050, but I don't know if the original was equally as forgiving. Arcfall, so much fun. 3 seasons? Was it really 3 seasons? I didn't think it lasted that long. Yeah, Arcfall. Yeah, that was the event. Yeah, the Arcfall events. Yeah, it's all starting to like come back to me a little bit. I think I could sell that. I don't think I really want this. So we'll sell that. Got a lot of reading again to do. I thought we were getting towards the end of all the reading, but we got a ton of reading to do. Not going to do that though right now.
See you around.
All right. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for stopping by, No Skills. I'm actually wrapping up myself right now. It's getting late for me, so I'm just kind of getting to the end of the stream here. You know what? Let's see if I can read 1 or 2 of these if I have enough energy left in me to do it. Stand before the Eldritch Sun. Here atop this sacred spire I bear witness to a tragedy. The land's wounds weep with the blood of the divine, his scarred flesh marred by the wickedness of false gods from a bygone era. The devastation is almost too much to behold. So intimately was the land tied to its benefactor. If it is ever to be healed, the Eldritch Sun must be released. Each dawn brings us closer to our goals. Last night I beheld the wondrous ascension of our Father. His screams echoed through temple halls. He too now bears the burning scars. The burdens of our God carries are made lighter by his sacrifice. Others will soon follow, and I pray to the Sun that I am chosen next. May this flesh carry the will of Korvac. May my hands be made into weapons to carve a path for his return. As I stand here atop the sacred spire, and the light of another dawn breaks through the twilight of night, I call to the heavens to grant me this honor. Korvac, hear my prayers. Grant me your flame, and I shall rend our foes into ash. Astros to Sunder Herald. Okay. Security concerns. As this is now my 4th request for an increased guard retinue for our caravans, consider it as a formal complaint, and if my concerns are not addressed in a forthright manner, you can be certain that my voice will be heard by the Merchant Guild. I've been told my previous correspondence had been ignored due to a lack of evidence of increased criminal activity in the Karen Docks or to Corvin City route, but I assure you criminals are the least of our concerns. I imagine the thugs we normally contend with are facing the same constant onslaught we are. There has been a staggering increase in wildlife activity across the entirety of the Corvin Basin. The natural predators are emboldened, attacking single travelers and sometimes the caravans themselves in broad daylight. In all my time managing the caravan, I have seen nothing like it. They appear crazed, as if driven mad by something. In addition, there have been numerous sightings of previously unknown and peculiar beasts seen traveling in packs, stalking caravans through the deepest desert. One of my most trusted drivers even reported a griffin matriarch down on the valley floor. What could possibly drive these behemoths down from their lofty perches? Whatever it is, we need to secure the caravans or risk shipments stopping altogether. I have lost such quantities of product and men over the last month that trade ships have begun to complain about their deliveries not reaching merchants in the city. It's becoming more and more difficult to hire new hands because of rumors flying around of what happened to the previous crews. We must have more guards to secure the caravans. Surely you magistrate types can imagine your life without fine wine and graceful silks. Let's not forget that it is the caravans and their courageous drivers that bring such luxuries, and it is the wealth of these very caravans that fund your comfy seats. Respectfully, Roland, Caravan Master. 6 entries, Scorch Note. Scorched note, there's nowhere left to go, nowhere to run. I got separated from Amal when a cave-in blocked the passageway into the depths of the tomb. In his typical unnatural calm, he said to go on, that we meet up again further down. But as I walked, the earth began to shake, groaning and grumbling, like the bedrock beneath the temple cried out like a waking beast. I panicked and began to run, but every step seemed to aggravate the beast further. I made it less than 20 feet before the shaking brought me to my knees. I continued to crawl, scraping my arms against the jagged stone floor with no concept of where I was going, no plan of escape. With a bone-shattering crack, the floor of the temple opened like a gaping maw, revealing the white-hot river of flame below. I could not have imagined the depth of terror that consumed me in that moment as Amal's desperate screams echoed through the passage behind me. I somehow summoned the courage to move and drag myself away from the searing heat. For a time I cowered there as the tomb shook around me. Its groans and cracks resembled an oppressive voice that called out to me, that called out to all living things from the depths of the fiery river that flowed around me. Then, as the shaking subsided, there was calm. I could hear other cracks and booms in far-off places, but the temple I lay in was still. Now there is nothing, nothing but the sizzle and drone of the molten earth that now defines the island of solid rock that will be my final resting place. There are no riches, no treasure, only burning death and the voice that beckons me into the flames. I have a feeling these are all long, and let's pick these up on next Thursday. I'll try to read through a bunch of them at the beginning here. It's just I'm tired right now and I can't hardly see what I'm doing. All right, this is good. So how far are we along expected here? So we gotta get to 5,000, or I'm sorry, we have to get to I think 2,914 more to get to honored. And then we can get the boost, the bonus reputation stuff. And then Call of Dreeg, we are only 810 away for that one. Cult of Ismael, 2889. Okay. Left for that one. So that's good. I guess I should take some of their bounty quests too. Probably do that off camera. Just grab some bounties from them and try to get to honored status with all 3 cults, and then get the extra bonus XP stuff. Do we have delivered a pendant to somebody it was important to? Search for the Eye of Korvac. Return to Father Kaiman. Acquire the pulsating obsidian shard. Herald of Destruction. Use the sigil of the 3 to open the Eldritch Gate. What Where do they want me to do that? Especially Eye of Korvac. Black Heart of the Void. Fort Icon. Cleanse the Ancient Grove. Yeah, that's the Ancient Grove. That's the one that I didn't get through. Messenger. Appear in the veil, uncover the location of a mighty servant in Korvac known only as the Messenger. It's bound to foolish Kaiman's chosen to forgotten God's will. Eliminating the Messenger would be a critical blow to Korvac's forces. Follow Ernest's vision to a place called the Pit of Atonement, an active volcano within the ruins of Corvin City, northwest of the Infernal Waste. Find the Messenger and destroy it. Okay. So I didn't find the Messenger there. Forgotten God, use the sigil bestowed upon you by the witch gods. Open the way to Korvac's hiding place. Enter the rift and bring an end to the primordial god. As far as fulfilled, you must traverse the dangers to find the inner sanctum capable of breaching the veil itself. Okay. So I guess that's the path that we were on. I just have to go a little bit further probably, right? Because we got to the tomb of the Eldritch Sun. There. It's over here. Okay. Okay. Well, we got some work to do. as usual. We still got some stuff to do. I need to take some time off camera and actually grind out some rep here. I think that would be a good idea. And yeah, but I'm enjoying this game so much. So much. Enjoying it. Yeah, so we'll definitely be back to this next Thursday. And I got a lot of stuff to clear off the old list there, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, we'll be back to this next Thursday. Tomorrow night. Oh, I stopped the song while that guy was talking. So while that whatchamacallit was talking, the character NPC. Yeah, so tomorrow night I should be doing some coding. We'll see. And Saturday afternoon should be doing some learning game dev stuff. Trying to do some. I have a feeling it's going to be Saturday's going to be a lot of me like just refactoring stuff so that I can wrap my head around what the hell's going on. So that's going to be a thing. And what else? And then if I'm up to it, then Saturday night I might do a double stream. I'll do a stream a game Saturday night. Maybe I'll, you know what, when I get off stream here, maybe I'll see if I can fire up Defiance. And maybe we'll do that Saturday night, since I've been reminded of it, and see what I can do there. And then Sunday we'll be back in X4, doing some stuff there. It's been a while, so it'd be nice to get back to that and try to make some progress. And that's about it for right now, my friends. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. If you happen to run across this on the YouTubes and you have a like and or a subscribe that you can toss my way, that would be really swell and awesome and helps out tremendously, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much on that. And as far as I'm not gonna raid out tonight because it's getting late and I'm tired and I don't want to look around for stuff. But anyway, I'm also trying to spin up a community over on Moonbeam. I talked about them a little bit earlier in the stream. If you want to see the community that I'm building, it's Moonbeam, or you can go to memoryleakdeath.tv/Moonbeam, and that will take you to my realm called Continuum on Moonbeam. Or if you just want to go take a look at the site and just play around and look around at what's out there, you can just go to moonbeam.stream and take a look at it. And it's open beta, so you can create a user account. You can look at some of the public realms that are out there. You can join the Moonbeam realm, which is a private realm, but it's the whole Moonbeam team thing. You can see what the community's like there. All kinds of stuff. It's a very interesting and in some ways ambitious project, and I'm hoping that they can have steady but constant growth. That would be really nice. Anyway, thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you. I hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you, bye.
Same old story. Boy finds girl, boy loses girl, girl finds boy. Boy forgets girl, boy remembers girl. And girl dies in a tragic blimp accident over the Orange Bowl on New Year's Day.
Goodyear.
No, the worst.